Hello and welcome to World News here on TVP World. I'm Marie Cato. A counterproposal consisting of 20 doable and realistic points is being put together with hope that perhaps this week may still bring news of ending bloodshed soon, says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Ukrainian officials are hard at work to ensure the final parameters of security and reconstruction can be delivered to the US.
We continue to communicate with all our partners on a daily basis, virtually 24/7, to identify doable and realistic steps to bring the war to an end. Everything must be reliable and dignified for Ukraine. Today's schedule includes a conversation with the US side regarding a document that will detail the process of Ukraine's post-war reconstruction and economic development. In parallel, we are finalizing work on the 20 points of a fundamental document that could define the parameters for ending the war, and we expect to deliver this document to the United States in the near future, following our joint work with President Trump's team and partners in Europe. Tomorrow's schedule includes a meeting in the format of the Coalition of the Willing, and we are working very productively to guarantee future security and prevent a recurrence of Russian aggression. This week may bring news for all of us and for bringing the bloodshed to an end. We believe that peace has no alternative, and the key questions are how to compel Russia to stop the killings and what specifically will deter Russia from a third invasion. Thank you to everyone who stands with Ukraine.
Before the informal EU enlargement talks on Ukraine's progress toward membership in the bloc kick off on Thursday morning, Member State European Affairs ministers will gather tonight in Lviv to show solidarity and shared European identity. The event will include a memorial ceremony to honor those who have given their lives for freedom and Europe's common values. Our correspondent Angela Skujins is in Lviv and has more on the events unfolding on the ground.
Almost all of Europe's EU affairs ministers are meeting in Lviv, Ukraine, on Wednesday and Thursday to talk about the war-torn country's bid to join the European Union. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy lodged his country's application in 2022 following Russia's full-scale invasion. Many see this as an attempt for the country to shore up an alliance and potentially deter future Russian aggression. But the young people that TVP World spoke to on Wednesday, before those EU affairs ministers gather, don't sound terribly optimistic that the likelihood Ukraine will join the European Union is on the horizon. Do you think that Ukraine should join the European Union?
Maybe in the future, yes, but now it's impossible because we are forcing the war.
I'm absolutely sure that Ukraine will not enter EU until the war and until everything will be well here, so maybe in 10 or 20 years.
The biggest problem in our country, except war of course, is corruption in all our government systems. A lot of brave men dying for us to be alive, and in this time other men just stealing our money and not helping.
We have a lot of problems to be solved until that time. You know, economic problems, also someone mentioned earlier corruption, and I think that these problems should be solved before we join European Union.
Young people speaking there on the streets of Lviv to TVP World about the biggest challenges facing Ukraine's application to join the 27-member-strong club. It is noticeable that the EU Affairs Minister for Hungary, János Boka, will not be in attendance at this crucial informal discussion on Wednesday and Thursday in the war-torn country. We are hoping for the dialogue to be moved forward. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy certainly expects that to do so. He states that he has made good on his reforms. He expects his European partners to also come to the table. Angela Skujins from Lviv for TVP World.
It's unrealistic to reach a peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine without Europe's involvement. That's what Pope Leo XIV told reporters on Tuesday. The head of the Catholic Church also criticized President Donald Trump's recent statements, describing them as an attempt to break up the North Atlantic Alliance. Here's more from the Bishop of Rome.
I really think that Europe's role is very important. The unity of European countries is truly significant, especially in this case. Seeking a peace agreement without including Europe in the conversation, it's not realistic. The war is in Europe.
The remarks that are made about Europe, also in interviews recently, I think are trying to break apart what I think needs to be a very important alliance today and in the future. So it's a program that President Trump and his advisors put together. He's the President of the United States, has a right to do that.
Ana Corina Sosa Machado, daughter of Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, received the Nobel Peace Prize on her mother's behalf during the ceremony at Oslo City Hall on Wednesday.
I now call upon Ms. Ana Corina Sosa Machado, the daughter...
After over a month since winning the Nobel Peace Prize, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado still hasn't picked up her prize. Due to a live travel ban, her daughter, Ana Corina Sosa Machado, traveled to Oslo to accept the award on her mother's behalf. That's not to say Maria Corina Machado didn't try to make it in time, only missing the award ceremony by a few hours.
I am here on behalf of my mother, Maria Corina Machado, who has united millions of Venezuelans in an extraordinary effort that you, our hosts, have honored with the Nobel Peace Prize. But although she has not been able to be here and take part in this ceremony, I must say that my mother never breaks a promise. And that is why, with all the joy in my heart, I can tell you that in just a few hours, we will be able to embrace her here in Oslo after 16 months living in heaven.
Maria Corina Machado was barred from running in the presidential election despite having won the opposition's primary by a landslide. She went into hiding in August 2024 after authorities expanded arrests of opposition figures following the disputed vote. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy.
5 German Eurofighters have officially begun a new NATO air policing mission in Malbork, Poland. They replace British and Swedish jets to safeguard Allied skies over Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia and the broader Baltic region. Our reporter Ovidiusz Niczeja was in Malbork today and has this report.
German fighter jets have been deployed to patrol the skies over Poland in response to recent drone incursions and violations of NATO airspace by Russia. We are in Malbork at the 22nd Air Base in northern Poland. It's located just some 80 kilometers in a straight line from the border with Russia, and it's here that 4 German Eurofighter Typhoon jets, just like this one behind my back, will be stationed alongside personnel of 150 people for the next 4 months. Their mission is to boost Poland's deterrence, but also to monitor Polish skies 24/7 and, if necessary, respond to any threats, intercept and neutralize them, if of course necessary. This deployment takes place in the context of a recent drone incursion in Poland. 3 months ago, a number of drones violated the Polish airspace. Some of them were shot down. In this operation, it's not just Polish fighter jets that were involved. There were also jets from the Netherlands and Italian aircraft involved in that operation. That once again stressed how important this cooperation within NATO is in a geopolitical situation like this one. And even though the hope is that the crew stationed here will not have much work on their hands and not many emergencies to respond to, there is also big gratitude from the Polish authorities for this show of support in this situation from an important ally that Germany is. From the 22nd Air Base in Malbork, Ovidiusz Niczeja.
And that's all for World News. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for much more on TVP World. News in Depth is coming up next. Goodbye.